Hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my overview of Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition, I think is what it's called. So I was just using some of this footage for B-roll for another video, but I thought, yeah, no, look, let's just do this while it's sort of relevant. So if you're not across it, this new edition of GTA 5 has just released on Steam. If you already own GTA 5 on PC, on Steam, you get this for free. It's a separate entity, but like you just get it as an account thing. And at the moment it's on like a deep sale, so it's half price, but it's still going to be like $50 when it goes to full price. But anyway, look, the way I see it is I really like GTA 5. I hoovered it up when it came out. I have very fond memories of it, and the three main characters I think are kind of excellent. Like, part of me wants to say it's my favorite GTA game ever, but then, you know, you think about Vice City and even 3 within when that came out, and you know, GTA 4, who can forget? So they're all the best. So I suppose you could just argue it lives up to pedigree. I have no interest in GTA Online, but I also recognize that in a generation below me, it would seem, it is a really big deal, up there with Fortnite and all that. And looking at things like the achievements and most of the stuff that they actually even added to this enhanced edition, like the king's share of it, 90% of all of it is GTA Online stuff, which I have zero interest in engaging with. And look, that's not necessarily even trying to poo-poo it, I'm just giving you the framing. So if you want to find out more about the online specific features, I'm not the man. What I am is someone that loved the game originally for the campaign and loved every second of it. I got this for free in my library. 6 is coming out and we're all waiting with bated breath to see how that goes, and we might even discuss that because I have some thoughts. And look, I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing it with the handful of single player upgrades. Like, I believe it's been optimized, so file size is smaller, it runs better on an SSD, or it has to be on an SSD, I can't be 100% sure. Which, you know, when I think about it, that makes sense. I remember even when it came out, but like loading times when you boot up the system took a while. So like, it's not instantaneous here, but it's pretty quick. And you know, there's been some graphical fidelity and tweaking, which I think, if I've read up correctly, that came out on the enhanced version on console or whatever, like a year or two ago. So, you know, you got ray tracing and slightly better performance. It's got things, quality of life stuff, which I don't believe was there at launch, like first person mode, which I always paid off as a bit of a gimmick, but you can see from my footage, I'm playing it kind of exclusively in first person mode. I'm not sure if, you know, if you'd never played GTA 5 before, you should get this. You should get it right now while it's cheap and it's only $20. It's the best version, and you should play it before 6 comes out. Like, that's a no-brainer. If somehow you've slept on it, this is the time to play it. But I wouldn't say play it first person, first go. Enjoy it in all its third person glory. But having, you know, retreading it for nostalgia's sake, it's fun. And I'm such a dog shit driver. I'm, you know, not really good with the keyboard and that, so I'm getting better, but I'm crashing into everything and all that. But it just can't be overstated that this game is so good. And there is an immersion to the first-person mode, just cruising around on a motorbike as bloody Franklin, you know, watching all the lights go past and being able to swivel my head around. And so I'm not min-maxing my personal performance, you know, I'm not beaning perfect headshots or driving without crashing into everything along the way, but I don't really care. I'm kind of just enjoying being in the moment and embracing a bit of the chaos that is my terrible ability to play the game in the first place. So yeah, at the moment it's got mixed reviews. I understand that, right? Because how do you review something like this? It's a 10-year-old game coming out of a time capsule. Is this a cash grab? I mean, maybe. I can't really speak to what the online component is. But as I said, a lot of us probably have it already in our library because you got it for free because you owned the previous one. And I'm sure I'm not the only person feeling that itch, that tinge to go back and see if it still holds up. And my God, it does. So look, let's just reminisce a little bit. Here's something cool I didn't realize. So I was playing a little bit last night and I got called away for whatever. I had to turn it off halfway through a mission. And this mission is where kind of, you know, I won't go into spoilers, but kind of where the story actually starts to kick off and have antagonistic components. Michael catches his misso sleeping with a tennis coach and, you know, you go and chase him and pull down this building. It's pretty cool. So it just so happens, this might just be considered normal general knowledge of fans, but I didn't know about this. So it's kind of cool that I'm still discovering crap 10 years later. But I must have done the mission as Michael. Like, I went to do the mission in the first place, and when I booted back up, the game put me in charge of Franklin. If you're not across it, there's sort of 3 main protagonists that you switch between. They're all awesome. So when I went to do the mission as Franklin, I will show you in the B-roll, like, you get this perspective of the dude, you know, running and escaping out the front of Michael's house as you walk up, you know, and then running off into the dark into his underpants. Michael coming out essentially at the tail end of the cutscene, but you join him there and, you know, team up and go out together. So I immediately just rebooted it and replayed it as Michael to get the footage and make sure I wasn't going mad. And yeah, if you go home as Michael to start the mission, you know, he has a whole cutscene thing and that you don't see from the Franklin perspective, where he intuits the 2 tennis rackets by the front door and then runs upstairs and has a showdown in his bedroom, and then the dude runs out the window. So there's this sort of split perspective depending on which character you are when you rock up at the mission marker. So look, this might be news to you. I might be slow on the uptake. I don't know how many people really would have replayed the mission from different perspectives intentionally 10 years ago. And I feel like the sort of the YouTube economy of people instinctively looking stuff like that up and getting caught up in the virality of that sort of clip wasn't what it is today. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of people that had no idea, unless, of course, all they do is play GTA 5 on repeat. But yeah, it's just wild how immersive it is and how good that world is. And if this game came out today, like legitimately brand new, yeah, it would pass easily. Yeah, they've given it graphic tweakings, and all the shiny cars with reflections are pretty cool. You know, when I go to get in a car, I can see my own dude in the panel work. It's very pretty, it's very cool. The music's as awesome as I remember. I do think about this, not to make it political, but Jesus, I really am excited, dreading. Look, I'm aware of the cultural cornerstone in the gaming space this year that the GTA 6 release is going to be. So I was just doing a mission in this game, for example, where, you know, you sneak into a web office, and my God, as someone who now works in a bit of tech, without getting into it, it hurts my soul how accurate all these wankers are that are in tech. But like, it's taking very big shots at, you know, Zuckerberg, Facebook. Essentially, that was the flavor at the time, inventing this new phone, and it's all called Life Invader. You know, he's making statements about how good the average work age of their employees is 14 years old and all that. And I look at this and I go, that is not going to fly with a lot of people in current day. Like, to which I say, fuck them. You know, sooks, lalas, people are soft and they've wrapped themselves in cotton. But, like, that's funny. It was funny then. It's funny now. But I really wonder if GTA 6 is still going to keep its bite. It's going to keep its edge, because so many things don't. You know, the only one that really comes to mind is something like South Park still is sharp. Who really knows who works for Rockstar anymore? They might have been co-opted, right? And it might actually turn from being like a very sharp satire of everything to yet another platform that gets co-opted as a soapbox for a position. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But it will be telling, and to me, that's sort of my specific take. I feel that there are people going to be offended no matter what it does, left or right, if you want to put it into those sort of camps. And here I am in the middle, just hoping that it will be true to itself, to be honest, and take the piss out of everyone. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, a little bit of an aside, but this seemed like a place for it to have a quick chat. And of course, I was even and balanced, and I talked without having an allegiance to either side, so that's going to upset everybody, of course. Anyway, so my recommendation is, if you're a GTA Online player, you probably know more about this than me, specifically for the online stuff, so sorry I couldn't help. If you're just a normie that really enjoyed the campaign and hasn't come back to it, and maybe you've got a better rig these days, you've probably been given this for free from the upgrade. I don't know, go back, check it out, see if it still holds up. See if your sensibilities can handle the edgy jokes from 10 years ago, or have you changed? Because I still think it's fucking funny. Anyway, that's enough. Team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.